right now on Eyewitness News Morning. If you have to travel through or to Atlanta, you're in for a longer commute. Now coming up, I'll tell you more information on how to navigate through the city and which routes to take to navigate after the massive fire.
But I can assure you we will do everything to expedite the repair and replacement of that section of the bridge.
If you're heading to Atlanta today, you may want to rethink your plans. I85 is shut down following a bridge collapse. How to plan your route and what we know about it right now.
And if that weren't enough to deal with, we're also dealing with some wet roadways across the area this morning. I'll have details on how long the rain sticks around coming up.
Plus, after 40 days of lawmakers hard at work under the Gold Dome, the 2017 legislative session is over this morning. What laws survived and which ones didn't?
Those stories and more. Eyewitness News Morning starts right now.
Good Friday morning, everyone. You are looking live over the city of Warner Robins. It is 6:30 on this March 31st. I'm Caitlin Heck.
And I'm Carly Barnett. First, let's send it over to Pat Kavlin with a look at our weekend forecast. Pat.
The weekend forecast looks good, Carly. This morning's forecast, a little wet.
Our top story this morning, if you plan on driving through Atlanta today or this weekend, you may need to find a different way.
Interstate 85 is shut down in that area right now after part of the road collapsed after a major 2-alarm fire burned underneath an overpass yesterday. Our morning reporter Yvonne Thomas is on I-75 with where to go to avoid the traffic. Yvonne?
Yes, Caitlin, Carly, that's right. If you have to travel to or through Atlanta, definitely pack your patience, but also leave a lot early. Now, all morning long, we've been on our phones looking at GDOT maps, looking for high priority alerts. Right now, there are no new updates, but here are some new routes that you can take if you have to travel through or to Atlanta. Let's look at those now. So for traffic headed northbound, all traffic is being diverted to I-75. Anyone headed to South Buckhead should get off at Northside Drive or Howell Mill Road and go north on Collier Road or Peachtree Battle Road. Now Central Buckhead traffic should get off at Paces Ferry and other traffic should go to I-285. Now for traffic headed southbound, leaving Buckhead, you should head westbound on Paces Ferry Road, Wesley Road, Peachtree Battle Road or Collier Road. Southbound routes include I-75, Northside Drive and Howell Mill Road. Now if you're worried about getting to work on time, definitely leave early. I-85 normally has 6 lanes of traffic in each direction, while Buford Highway only carries 2 lanes each way. Now, officials say Buford Highway will likely be gridlocked in both directions. Piedmont Road, Cheshire Bridge Road, Lenox Road, and Lindbergh Drive are all expected to have heavy delays as well. We'll be sure to keep an eye on this throughout the morning and throughout the day. But for now, back to you.
Thank you, Yvonne. For more on those travel tips, you can find that story on our website, 13wmaz.com.
This morning, many people may be concerned about the travel, but some on the roads last night saw the destruction firsthand.
Andy Parati with our Atlanta station has a look at the destruction and what those who saw it had to say.
You're looking at Interstate 85, an interstate that typically has over 250,000 drivers on it each and every day, but that will not be the case anytime soon, as a portion of this interstate has collapsed after an explosion. Officials do not know exactly what happened and what caused the explosion, but they're investigating throughout the night, and they're also looking into the integrity of the rest of the bridge. Here are some of the people that we talked to that were impacted right after the explosion.
I thought the building was on fire, but it was actually the interstate that was on fire. It was barrels or whatever that was up under there, and it was blowing up. Everything just kept going up, going up, going up. Before you knew it, everything was on fire.
We was on the interstate coming 85 north, and somehow we got stuck in traffic. I saw black smoke, and next thing you know, I just heard the bridge shake and it collapsed. So we've been here for like almost an hour.
I didn't get to see the thing collapse because it's over that way, but we heard it. We were standing out here, and I mean, like I said, it just sounded like 3 or 4 really big boom, 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 boom.
It's going to impact the whole state, man, because everybody's traveling through here.
Transportation officials are asking the public to use public transportation and to plan their routes before they come into work tomorrow morning. In Atlanta, I'm Andy Parati. Now back to you.
Also speaking out on the bridge collapse, Georgia's Governor Nathan Deal.
Avoid the area if at all possible. We will try to be putting out alternative routes that people can take, but don't put anybody's life in jeopardy by getting in the way. We don't want people in the way of those who are trying to make the assessments and trying to do the repairs in as fast a fashion as possible.
Governor Deal declared a state of emergency during a press conference last night.
As we said earlier, the material that burned was plastic, but officials say there's no danger of particles in the air due to the public.
Right now, it's still not clear what caused that fire to break out, but GDOT says they are working as quickly as they can on a solution to get I-85 north and southbound back up and running.
At this point, I don't have the ability to tell you how long this incident will take to correct or to restore travel on Interstate I-85 northbound or southbound. Repair to this essential interstate is our top priority, as we will be doing everything in our power to make sure that this interstate can be opened safely to traveling public just as fast as it can.
The commissioner of the Georgia Department of Public Safety compared I-85 in Atlanta being shut down to the equivalent of a bottle being corked, saying that the major roads that travel in and out of Atlanta are now taken out of play.
And up the road at the Capitol, Central Georgia lawmakers are concerned about the I-85 collapse.
Both chambers of the General Assembly went into a brief recess shortly after it happened last night. Senator David Lucas of Macon serves on the Senate Transportation Committee.
Lucas says the repairs for the collapsed portion of I-85 will be fast-tracked.
It's almost an emergency, just like a tornado or anything else, and we've got to do it. And so again, I say we will assess the damage, what was the problem, and once we find out what the problem is, get that corrected, and then we will commence to building the bridge.
And for ways to navigate around the road closures, you can head over to our website, 13WMAZ.com.
Now, speaking of lawmakers, the legislative session for 2017 is over after 40 days of working.
Justin McDuffie and Randall Savage were there for the final countdown.
Just before 1 o'clock this morning, lawmakers wrapped up their 40-day legislative session here at the Capitol in Atlanta. But that's not before they passed several bills that could affect you. Lawmakers celebrated the end of the session by tossing paper into the air. That came shortly after they approved the campus carry bill. It allows college students who are 21 or older with a gun carry permit to take a gun to certain places on campus.
That's the compromise that's been reached. It's not in administrative building or disciplinary hearings or in athletic facilities or in fraternities or dorms, and so I think there's some protections.
It goes to Governor Nathan Deal's desk for his consideration. Last year, he vetoed a similar bill. Senator Larry Walker III pushed through a bill that would offer tax credits for the film industry. The ones currently in place are for filming. This one adds tax credits for post-production work in-state.
Post-production work, which is currently being done in New York, California, and London, these are high-paying jobs. They're really high-tech jobs, but we are building the workforce here to fill those jobs.
Medical marijuana expansion also got final approval from the General Assembly.
We've added 6 new conditions to what's been a successful medical cannabis program: autism, AIDS, Alzheimer's, peripheral neuropathy, Tourette's, and EB, the rare skin disease.
Governor Deal gave lawmakers a pat on the back for getting the state's budget done before Thursday. According to Governor Deal, that's the fastest it's ever been done.
State law enforcement officers got a nice pay raise, which is long overdue. They had not gotten a pay raise in a long time. That's in the budget. Teachers are getting a 2% pay raise.
Not making it to the governor's desk is the religious freedom bill.
The state is changing. We want to have a more diverse state, not a less diverse state. Religious freedom is not good for business. It's just not good for Georgia.
Lawmakers will be back here at the Capitol the second Monday in January of 2018. In Atlanta, Justin McDuffie, 13 WMAZ Eyewitness News.
Now you can see a full list of the bills that passed and those that didn't on our website, 13WMAZ.com.
And right now in Lawrence County, parents and the school board are working together to come up with a solution to bullying. The school district held a parent cafe at Old West Lawrence High School yesterday, giving parents a chance to voice their comments and concerns. This comes after a school board meeting earlier this month where dozens of parents showed up to discuss the issue, but they weren't allowed to talk because of a board policy stating they have to submit a request to speak 5 days before the meeting. The board asked parents to submit anonymous questions on note cards. Superintendent Julie Olligood addressed their concerns after presentations from social workers, law enforcement, and a community mental health group. Olligood says only 3 questions were submitted, but she thinks the discussion helped get some good conversation flowing. At the meeting, Olligood also said she would consider using SPLOST money to buy cameras to install in all Lawrence County schools.
Well, it is now 6:40. Let's check in with Patty as a closer look at your forecast.